Right.
Break it down.
Right. So, what was your definition of common sense? As in, it was mine. Okay. Ugh. Darn it. Can we start? Oh, no. So, common sense, best judgment, intuition, and instincts. These, as far as I can tell, taken together, these are your intuitive thought process, which is separate and distinct, has some linkages, but it's mostly distinct from your rational, logical thought process, which is, and it can be a little bit difficult to tell the difference because conclusions and opinions you get through your common sense, your intuitive thought process, feel equally as true as through your rational thought process. The trouble is your rational thought process is a lot slower and requires a lot more brain effort. Also, when you make an assumption through your intuitive thought process, you've already made it because you've already come to the conclusion an opinion almost instantly. Whereas through your rational thought process, if you make an assumption, you have to actually think what the assumption is, and then you have to think what differences that makes to the conclusions or opinions that you're trying to get to, and then you get to the conclusion, the conclusions and opinions. So yeah, because as far as I'm aware, humans seem to be a bit over-reliant on their intuitive thought process, so their common sense, best judgment, intuition, instincts, and sometimes they don't actually use their rational thought process at all, and in other cases they will they'll common sense their way to a conclusion opinion, and then maybe engage their rational thought process, but then they have the problem of whether their rational thought process rationalizing or rational thought critical thinking, because in rational thought rationalizing you're only using your rational thought process to find data and think up arguments to support the conclusion or opinion you've already common sensed to, whereas in rational critical thought you would also be thinking up arguments and finding data against what you had common sensed to. And do you want me to talk about Donald Trump? Okay, so this might be a bit controversial. Donald Trump,